Most writing systems were never invented. They drifted into being over centuries, borrowed and bent from something older. Korean writing is different. It has a birthday, an author, and an instruction manual. In the next 9 minutes, you will understand how it is built, why it looks like that, and why reading it is easy while reading it aloud is not. Korean has been spoken for a very long time. Writing it down is recent. For centuries, Koreans wrote with Chinese characters, a script built for a completely different language. It worked the way a borrowed coat works. It fit nobody well, and learning it took years that most people did not have. So most people simply could not write down what they said. King Sejong finished a new script in 1443. 3 years later, in the 9th month of 1446, it was published. The book was called Hunminjeonghum, the correct sounds for instructing the people.
훈민정음,
It opens with a sentence Korean children still learn by heart. The king explains why he made it.
우리나라 말이 중국과 달라.
Ordinary people who have something to say cannot put it in writing. I feel sorry for them, and I have made 28 new letters. A king apologizing to his own people for the difficulty of writing. That is the opening line. That original manuscript still exists. UNESCO added it to the Memory of the World Register in 1997. And here is what makes it unusual. The book does not just list the letters. It explains why each one has that shape. No other major writing system arrives with its own design document. Not everyone welcomed it. Court scholars objected in writing the very next year, and it took until the 1890s before it became the official script of government. Compare that with the alphabet you are reading this in. Its letters came from Egyptian pictures, reshaped by Phoenicians, then Greeks, then Romans, over roughly 3,000 years. Nobody designed it. It accumulated. Hangul was designed on purpose by people who had studied how sound is made in the mouth. Start with the consonants. 5 basic shapes, and each one is a picture of your mouth making that sound.
자음 5개는 기역, 리은, 미음, 시옷, 이응입니다.
The first is the back of your tongue rising to block your throat. Say it and you can feel the shape. The second is the tip of your tongue touching the ridge behind your teeth. The third is your lips, drawn as a square. The fourth is a tooth. The fifth is the round opening of the throat. Then the system does something clever. To make a stronger sound, you add a stroke.
그림, 크림.
Same shape, one more line, more air. The letters look related because the sounds are related. That is a study tool, not a fun fact. Learn those letters as a family and they stop blurring together. One more thing worth fixing early, because almost everyone gets it wrong. Hangul is not the Korean language.
한글은 글자, 한국어는 언어.
Hangul is the writing system. Korean is the language. You can write Korean in Roman letters, and people have written other languages in Hangul. The vowels come from somewhere else entirely. 3 marks. A dot for the sky, a flat line for the earth, an upright line for a person standing between them. Every vowel is built by combining those 3. Put the dot to the right of the upright line, and you have the first one.
아기, 어른, 오리, 우유.
Move the dot to the other side, and the sound moves with it. Put it above or below the flat line, and you get the rounded pair. Over time, the dot flattened into a short stroke. That is why modern vowels look like lines and ticks. You will also meet 5 doubled consonants and 11 combined vowels. Those are not extra letters. They are the same letters written twice or joined together. Here is a detail that shows how alive that design still is. One of the standard Korean phone keyboards has only 3 vowel keys: a dot, a horizontal line, and a vertical line.
하늘과 땅과 사람, 천지인입니다.
Sky, earth, and person. The same 3 marks from the 15th century, used to type on a screen 600 years later. Now the part that catches beginners. Korean letters do not sit in a row. They stack into square blocks, 1 block for each syllable.
한글,
That is 2 blocks. Each block holds 3 letters, packed into a square. A consonant, a vowel, and an optional final consonant. Always in that order, always inside 1 square. Which is why Korean text looks like Chinese from across the room and behaves like an alphabet up close. Stacking has a side effect worth knowing. Korean packs a lot of meaning into very little width, which is why Korean subtitles and street signs stay short, while the English underneath runs long. Modern Korean uses 24 basic letters, 14 consonants, and 10 vowels. Stack them and you get 11,172 possible syllable blocks. That is exactly how many Unicode reserves for Korean. You will meet maybe 2,000 of them in an ordinary life. The rest are combinations nobody writes. The original alphabet had 28 letters. 4 of them are gone. 3 consonants and 1 vowel fell out of use as the language changed. The dot vowel still survives in the dialect of Jeju Island. Here is what the design buys you as a learner. From day one, you can sound out any Korean word, including words you have never seen. In English, a learner meets, though, through and tough, and has to memorize all 3 separately. Korean spelling is far more regular. When the sound does shift, it shifts by rule, and the rules can be counted on your fingers. So people say Hangul can be learned in a single morning. That is true, and it is also a trap. Learning the letters is fast. Learning what happens when they touch each other is not. A final consonant slides into the next block when a vowel follows it.
한국어,
Written with the consonant at the end of the middle block. Spoken as though it had moved forward. And some consonants turn into other consonants when they meet.
국물,
The spelling says one sound. The mouth says another. Nothing on the page warns you. This is why learners who read Hangul confidently still lose listening points on the exam. Reading is decoding. Listening is decoding, plus every rule the spelling quietly hides. South Korea marks the alphabet on October the 9th, taken from the 9th month of 1446. North Korea marks it on January the 15th, tied to the year it was finished instead. Same alphabet, 2 birthdays. If you are starting Korean, here is the order that actually works. Learn the letters in a day. Do not spend a week on them. They are not the hard part. Then spend real time on final consonants and sound changes. That is where the exam lives. And read aloud from the first week. Silent reading hides every mistake you're making. Quick recap. 1 inventor, 1 publication date, and an instruction manual that explains the design. Consonants shaped like the mouth. Vowels built from sky, earth, and a person. 24 letters, stacked into syllable blocks, 11,000 of them waiting in Unicode. Easy to read, harder to say, and the gap between those two is where your score is. Sources are in the description, as always. 1 topic a day, 1 level up. See you tomorrow.